I want to introduce two gentlemen who are responsible for really coordinating Cedars-Sinai here and delivering the best in quality care and give you an idea of what Cedars-Sinai is about and what they do for CMT patients. Richard Lewis, I've known Richard for many years now. He used to be at Wayne State with Dr. Shai, and I'm remiss because I should be seeing him once a year. I don't. But he made the trade to come here in California. Mike Shai made the dumb one to go to Iowa. And then Bob Balo, and he's got a pedigree that is amazing. And unfortunately for Bob, he has to talk to me a minimum every other week for the STAR organization and the calls that we have on what we're doing in research. But both gentlemen are extremely dedicated, extremely bright, and without further ado, I'll introduce them. Come on up.
So again, I want to thank everyone for coming. It's really exciting to see everyone here. We have people I know from Connecticut, Texas, Seattle. I don't know other people from out of state besides, but so we're drawing people from all over, which says more about the needs for the CMT community than it does about us necessarily. There's a great need to understand more about the disease and to be with people who have similar issues as you have. So we're excited to have you here. Just a couple things. You can see that you have some cards in front of you. As you can see, our program is very packed. There's not going to be tons of time for questions after each talk. So what we've done is we have a ask the question period, ask the expert period at the end, and we're going to use those cards to determine the questions. So if any question you have, put down which speaker you would like to answer the question. We may have more than one answer it. Bring them to the side of the table. We'll pick them up. If you need more cards, we have more cards. But that is going to be the way we're going to deal with the official questions. I will tell you that we'll have only about 45 minutes for them. So your question needs to be brief. And ones that are personal, find someone at breaks to talk to. We're not going to try to deal with personal issues unless there's a global thing that we can communicate to the group. So I've done this in other groups, and it works very well, and I hope this works for us. So on that note, I'll have Bob talk about our clinic and oh, yeah, you can do that.
Oh, sure. So thanks a lot, Rich, and I'm not going to take too much time. How many of you were here last night? Yeah, so we had a lot of people here last night. And so those folks got to go on a tour of the clinic itself, so they saw what we're supposed to be talking about as well as the labs. I'll give a brief version of what we talked about last night and what we saw. So I've been here at Cedars for about 2 years. I'm actually originally from Los Angeles. I did my training everywhere else, all over the place. But when this opportunity came up to come back to Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles and set up a neuromuscular program with focus on several disease areas that I have interest in particularly CMT, I sort of jumped at the chance. And this is a fruition of that in a sense. We built the CMT clinic probably about, 6 months ago, a year ago, we started seeing patients. Yeah. And we're doing it about once a month. It's in the new building over there, so the new building doesn't have as big of a room, or else we would have been in there. And basically, I don't know how many of you experienced a multidisciplinary clinic, but the idea is to have a one-stop shopping effort such that you can come to the clinic hopefully once a year. Not everybody seems to come to the clinic once a year. I see Pat over in the corner there. I was just talking about this morning, but it's a great opportunity to come to talk about if there are any active needs that one has with physical therapy, with bracing options, with medical management of any issues, and then to discuss how well we're doing on genetic diagnosis. And we're going to get flavors of all of these things today from the people in our clinic who are doing that. But the first step is always to understand what type of CMT one has. As you just heard from Pat, there are at least 70 different types. And until we know which type 1 has, we really don't know where the direction of the research is going. What are the opportunities for that individual for research? And then the last thing being research. And you'll hear more about that as well, the research that we do here. And of course, this ties in. The idea of our clinic is to have it as sort of your conduit or your site through which you get access to all the research going on. Well, you no longer have the map like I do, all over the country. So if you come in and you take part and you'll hear about the Rare Disease Consortium, you can be enrolled in that. What that basically means is you are part of a nationwide group of researchers studying what's going on with you, from the genetic level to developing therapies. So your DNA actually will go down to Florida, among other places, depending on who's interested in it, and we like to share it, as we were discussing this morning. And so if you can come once a year, we can sort of give you all this information. We can plug you into what's going on, and I think people really have an enjoyable experience. So the other people you might not meet are Tammy. Tammy is our coordinator for the clinic. So where is she? Yeah, so she... And I want to definitely introduce her. I mean, again, one of the things that was attractive about me coming to Cedars was that they really let me recruit a team, including Rich, who is sort of an amazing team member and now the head of the team, essentially. But Tammy and then Peggy, I don't think she gets a few minutes, so let's have her stand up as well. So Peggy is our research coordinator. So the idea is that you can contact those individuals, get access to anytime information about what's going on in the clinic if you need something, as well as research. And in fact, Peggy's good in terms of, hey, I read this on the internet, what's going on? You know, if you really need to bounce some of those questions off, that's a good place to do that. All right, and then I guess I wanted to introduce John and Carly as well. So we have a few people from the Stanford Clinic. John Day, where are you guys? Oh, there you go. So John Day directs the Stanford Clinic, and Carly Siskin. They're visiting us, and so for those of you from Northern California especially, you may want to chat with them today and talk to them about the program up at Stanford as well. And I guess there's going to be another conference coming up, so maybe we'll get a little information out about that. But that's really all I'm going to say. So I'm going to get Rich up. We'll make sure we're starting a little early, which is good.